Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is September 5th, 2019. 10:20. No, sorry, 10:08 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think we're still in Standard Time. This is episode number 8 of the Mo Banter Podcast. I am Mo. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody is doing well. So today actually is the kickoff to the NFL season, which is kind of why I want to touch on the subject I want to touch upon. But before I get started, as always, being a person who likes to express himself, my son, man, that dude keeps he keeps knocking out of the park. Like, just I don't know. I out of everything in my life, man, that dude is my biggest blessing. Like, he continues to impress me with his tenacity, with his hustle, with his drive, with everything. Like, I honestly wish that I had half. I'd settle for half of the drive at school and everything else that he has done and accomplished in his life. Like, I wish I had half that drive when I was his age. Like, he's in marching band, competitive. He's on show choir. He's in golf, still doing the golf. He does band. He does private tutor lessons. He's taking accelerated courses in high school right now as part of the IB preparedness initiative at his school. I'm blessed, man, and like, I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to take a whole bunch of it, but first off, this is my podcast, so if I want to brag about my son, I'm gonna brag about my son. I am truly blessed to have him as my son, and part of the reason why I say stuff like this and record it is not even just to brag about my son and say, hey, my life is better than yours, because honestly, in all reality, it's probably just the same. It's probably the same, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm showing the shiny outside. The inside, sometimes can use a little work, and that's just being real with y'all. But I also do this because in case life decides, I am not to see my son finish school or anything else. You never know from day to day. I'm not even trying to say this as a death thing. It's just, you never know. Life is uncertain. The next day is uncertain. So I'm going to live my life and say what I got to say while I can say them. I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed. And I'm a proud papa. That's all I can say. All right. So enough with that before I actually start crying. As I mentioned, and if you guys want to email me, feel free to email me at Mo Banter Podcast. That's MoeBanterPodcast at gmail.com. Mo Banter Podcast. And of course, the inbox is still currently empty. So if you send me something, most likely I'll get to it whenever the next episode will, I'll record the next episode. But anyways, where the fuck was I? Oh, the NFL season started today. It looks like the Packers beat the Bears 10-3. I'm a San Francisco 49ers fan, have been forever and always. And football is my sport. Before I started doing this podcast, I believe I mentioned it in the podcast, before I started doing this podcast, I would do like little vlogs during the football season and, talk about week by week how the Niners were doing, what I saw, what I liked, what I didn't like. And then they just kind of started becoming sorry for a bit. And it's not that I don't like my team or I don't like to follow my team when they're losing. It's not that. But it's like, how often can you go on and be like, oh, the O-line, oh, the receivers, oh, the quarterback, oh, the this, oh, the that. I'm not even trying to be a negative person because, like, I don't believe in any team, even if you are 0-16, I don't believe the players that make up that team go out there with the intent to lose. Yes, of course, there's always like those players that are just not good at their skills or their positions. Sometimes a team could be stacked full of talent. They just know how to play together. So I'm not trying to disrespect them as a professional. So I don't go about it like, oh, this is what they need to do, like you see on broadcast TV. Like, I try not to do it as many times as possible. So I stopped. Then life got busy. Having said all that, try not to be negative. I'm about to be super negative, but not towards any of the fucking players. Not towards any of them. I'm going to be negative to a certain subset of people. Indianapolis Colts fan in particular. So, before the season started, about, a week or so ago, Saturday? I want to say this past Saturday. Was it this past Saturday? No, it was Saturday before, so it's been a little over 2 weeks. Or about 2 weeks. Andrew Luck decided, you know what? Calling it a career. 29 years old. This man leaves. As healthy as he could possibly leave the game, he decides, and this is while he's injured with a calf injury, decides, can't do it no more. I can't. This whole thing of rehab and everything else is just a wear. And he just decides to call it. He was going to say those things Monday, which would have been about 10 days ago. He had told his ownership his intent to retire. As the story goes, as I've read it, as I heard it. I wasn't there. Again, this is as news is being given to me by the media. He had told management his intent to retire, call it a career. Instead of allowing this man, a man who is currently injured, prepping to play a violent sport for your team, a man who came back last season after missing the previous season, and we'll get to that right now, and led your team, I believe, to the playoffs. And in the previous season, missed the entire season. Because once Peyton Manning left, you decided that an O-line was no longer important. You decided, what the fuck? We got this young, burly hulk of a man that we got from Stanford to replace Peyton Manning, but he's not Peyton Manning, so we just don't have an O-line. You allow this then kid to have growing pains for about 5 seasons. You can only forge steel so much. And I believe in his 6th season, or would have been 7th season, he got hurt really bad. At this point, he's a man already. And a proven man at that. A proven man, a proven winner. A proven player who is willing to give everything, including his spleen, and pissing blood, and literally had all the connective joints and tissues and everything that makes your shoulder rotate and move ripped. That's why he sat out the season prior, because his arm literally was completely useless. I remember hearing about his recovery and where he was at. I believe it took him 8 months to rehab his arm just to be able to pick up and throw a Nerf football. 8 months of grueling rehab, of him having to relearn how to use his arm. Not only reuse his arm, but reuse his arm for his profession, which was being an NFL quarterback. The movement that he's been practicing since who knows when and how young, he had to relearn that as a grown man. It took him 8 months to be able to do it as a child. To pick up a Nerf football and throw it. As a man, it took him 8 months to recover the ability for him to throw a football the way he did as a child. Think about that. Think about how much he had to give and then work just to be back out there. And then to lead that team to the playoffs the following season. So to say that this man didn't give anything to this team or sport in any way whatsoever, he was injured all the time, that's false. That is false. Instead of allowing this man to announce his retirement to his fans, to everybody else, in his way, ownership, management, I don't know who in that organization decided that they knew this information, they were going to leak it out. They leaked it on Twitter. Not only did they leak it on Twitter, they leaked it right before the end of their last preseason game. So you would think, okay, you know what? You're at the last preseason game. I'm not sure exactly how this was announced, how exactly it was leaked, other than it was on Twitter. I'm not sure they had it on the big screen or anything like that. I really just saw the first couple videos, and it disgusted me. It disgusted me. Not only as a fan of the NFL, but just as a human, it disgusted the shit out of me. So I didn't look into how it was announced because there was no justification for any of this. Anything whatsoever. There was no justification. It gets leaked that he's going to retire 2 days before he wanted to announce it. And I understand being shocked as a fan, because I was shocked when I heard this. I remember too, like I was in the bathroom on Twitter, and I see Andrew Luck retiring. Like, what word? I'm like, there's no way that, like, what? I thought it was like clickbait. I honestly, the headline was so unbelievable to me. Click on the story and says, Andrew Luck leaked, or however the fuck the headline was. Oh, here's the video. Click on the video. It gets leaked and announced. The Colts fans boo him. They boo this man. Like, and it's not even like a couple of like stray boos, like, ooh, like you can hear Andrew, boo, like what? No. The majority of the arena, and the only reason why I say the majority of the arena is because I don't want to implicate the people who did not boo alongside this trash. Alongside these trash people, these trash so-called fans. I don't want anybody who did not partake in that disgusting act to be associated with those pieces of garbage. How do you boo this man for literally almost giving up everything except like his livelihood at this point? He gave up who knows what in his arm so he can play for you guys. He ruptured a spleen, lost said spleen. He had kidney lacerations. Injuries so bad it made him piss blood. He decides that's no longer the life that he wants. And you boo him. You people who did that shit are disgusting pieces of shit. Literally disgusting pieces of shit. I don't know how you can boo a man for your entertainment went out there and put himself out there. Suffering what could have been life-ending injuries for your entertainment, and you're going to boo this man because he decides, you know what? I gave it a good run. It's not working out for me. What his justification was, what it is, if what he said was completely 100% truthful, then that's what the fuck it is. He owes nobody, anybody, any explanation why he decided to step away from his profession. He told ownership, he told management apparently, because they're the ones that leaked this. But other than those two people, because those are his employers, he doesn't know anybody's shit. Not a season ticket holder, not a regular season ticket holder, not the little kid who just bought his Andrew Luck jersey getting ready for the season. I don't give a fuck who you are under what says. I don't care. He doesn't owe you a goddamn thing. He doesn't owe you shit. And for you to boo this man, that is the most disgusting, disgraceful, thing that I could imagine doing to another human being who was giving up so much for you. Whether you want to accept that indirectly or not, if you are a so-called Indianapolis Colts fan, you've seen this man succeed. You've seen this man have some exciting moments. Were you not entertained at those moments where he was doing that? Were you not entertained? That's a serious question. I know it sounds like a fucking thing from Gladiator, but were you not entertained? This dude is out there putting his body into life to make your 3 hours or whatever little moment of segment that they became exciting for you to enjoy your evening, your afternoon. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't always end the way that you want it to. I get it. Believe me, I know as a Niners fan, I've been seeing my team lose consistently and often. I still root for them. I would not wish any ill will towards them. Towards anyone on that team, I would not wish any ill will towards. Well, I talk shit about the performance. Yes, unfortunately, I'm human. I'm a fan as well. If I see some trash, drop passes, whatever, like I'll call them out. Like I got some right to fucking say it, right? Because like I can fucking do that shit. That's why I'm over here commenting instead of actually playing. But you know what? That's kind of like the nature of when you put yourself out there. Just like when people want to comment on the shit I say, whether it be here on Facebook or wherever the case may be. If I put something out there somebody doesn't agree with, they can argue back with me. Again, not the same context, not the same way. I understand it. But an opinion is an opinion. When you put yourself out there and let yourself be known, people are going to comment. That's just kind of, it goes with the territory. That goes without saying that people are going to fucking have something to say. And I have shit to say. To boo this man, it is disgusting. And what makes it even more disgusting is that there was maybe a day and a half of coverage regarding this. You know, like the first 24 hours was just shocking. It was just, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And half a day the next day, still talking about like where that leaves the Colts and you know, like, will Kaepernick cap back? And then, you know, as the day goes on, they devote less and less time to this one subject. And like by day, well, at that point it'd be like day 3. Not even 24 hours of coverage, maybe 36 hours total of coverage. You know, consider reruns and shit like that. It's pretty much done. It's pretty much done. And to make it even worse, the media is out there is trying to justify the fans doing this shit. There's no justification for this. I don't give a fuck what you tell me. There's no justification for this whatsoever. I don't give a fuck if you wasted your number 1 pick in fantasy football. And that's some other shit too. That's some other shit. That's probably for a different time. I mean, the football season is pretty fucking long. I don't give a fuck if you spent that shit on him. Oh, my fantasy football season is over. Who the fuck cares? Nobody gives a fuck except for you. Except for you and anybody else who fucking does that shit. Nobody gives a fuck. And who the fuck cares? It's a made up bullshit ass game that's used for real people. It's fucking dumb. Fantasy football is fucking stupid. To have the media on all of these different outlets talk about, well, I don't know why he should have known. He's been injured. Well, sorry. He's been injured since March. He's been injured since April. Why did he wait until 2 weeks before the season? Because he wanted to make sure. He wanted to make sure. Oh, now this leaves the Indianapolis Colts in the thing and he should just stick it out. Why? He doesn't want to fucking do it anymore. Why should he fucking stick it out? He doesn't want to get hurt. He doesn't want to go through the recovery process. He's been through it enough. He's given up so much. Why the fuck does he have to do it again? For what fucking purpose? If the man wants to bounce, let the man bounce. He deserves to bounce. With what remaining health he has left, he deserves to bounce. Football will not define this man. But he has some defining moments in football. So the inverse is correct. He doesn't need the sport. He's already left his mark on the sport. He had some great seasons. He had some great drives. He had some great plays. He just never, he never hit the ship. He never got the ring. He never kind of achieved the ultimate goal. But he decided, you know what? It's been a blessing just to play the sport. and I want to leave with what remaining health I got left. And he bounced. And to have this media kind of question that and say, oh, he'll be back or he'll blah, blah, blah. Disgusting. The whole way around is just fucking disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. And then top it off is like there was no positivity being shared. All the negativity was there and done. You only give Antonio Brown 2 weeks for some fucking helmet bullshit. People were talking about this dude's nasty ass looking feet and his fucking helmet issues for 2 weeks. You spending 2 weeks talking about a man child, but a man who devoted his life, or at least that section of his life, to being the best possible NFL quarterback that he was capable of being. You're going to give this dude a day and a half and then be negative about it the whole time. But you want to talk about some fucking man-child over his crusty ass, burnt, freezer-burned feet and a helmet issue for 2 weeks. Fuck out of here, man. The media is full of pandering assholes, man. Pandering assholes. They'll pander to anybody just so they can get the clicks. It's not even about integrity no more. It's not about putting out the best news or the best product or I'm not even saying your opinion has to be similar to mine. You know what I'm saying? But all of it is sensationalism. You go with the hot ticket. You go with the thing that will guarantee that people come back to you for a minute and a half of so-called entertainment and sports news. That you'll do that for 2 weeks, but something that's really heartfelt and needs to be talked about what causes a man like Andrew Luck to kind of disappear and just say, you know what, I don't want to do this shit no more. You don't investigate that. You don't go out there and talk about people who actually support him and why they support him. No. You just want to do all this negative shit. Maybe have one or two guys that would be like, yeah, I agree with Andrew Luck, this, and that. Usually it's former players or former coaches. But all you news outlet people, all you media pats, all you guys who've never touched a professional football in your life, go out there and judge this man in the most negative way possible, because apparently him pissing blood isn't entertaining enough to talk about this man's injuries and to talk about all the shit that he could have suffered and who knows what physical condition he's going to be in when he reaches like an elderly age. Like what kind of arthritis is going to sit in, what kind of problems can he have. We don't know that those are still unforeseen conditions that could arise from all the beatings he took. What's going to happen to that injured arm? Like, you know, like I busted my knee playing just playing basketball. I busted my knee. I went up for a jump shot, just snapped some ligaments in my leg. I never went to go get it surgically repaired. Every once in a while, I'll just stand up. Pop! You hear that shit. Pop! Can't walk. Literally, I'm limping. Like it's just like a dead skin. I'm just like, oh shit! Like I'm hobbling. I'm hobbling for 2-3 days minimum. Just simple thing. I could just be getting out of bed or just stretching. Just pop. And that's just me. Right? Like, I don't have a physical job. I don't have any of that. That's just me on a regular day. Just pop. You gonna tell me this dude's not gonna feel his shoulder when he gets 6 years old and it's cold as fuck outside? When it starts dipping below fucking 85 degrees, this dude's not gonna feel some soreness in that shoulder? When he's 60? When if everything, hopefully life sees it that we still have a healthy planet to live on, that this man will be out there at 60 years old, you know, just can't hold his grandchild with 2 arms. Cause the right one's busted. And he owes some shit to you guys? Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here with that shit. I remember something similar happening to my favorite team, the Niners, again. Patrick Willis bounced. I think he was around the same age, 29, maybe 30, 31. He was around the same age. I mean, I give or take like 1 or 2 years. I don't think in the inverse, but in the up. I remember, man, he was. I remember when he came into the league, I believe it was either the same year or the year before Manny Lawson came into the 49ers and got drafted. He was, I believe Manny Lawson was either linebacker for the Tar Heels, and this dude was like a monster. It might have been that same year, and I believe Willis, and I just want to go off of memory because I want to see how deeply I remember this, man, because I remember him being drafted. I wish he's either that year or the year after. I'm going to say it's either one of those two, but either way, I believe he got drafted like in, you know, like he wasn't really thought of as like a really big game changer. He was gonna be serviceable. He was gonna, he was gonna be tough, and he was a good tackler. All this stuff. He was gonna be serviceable. This dude became an all-star. In my opinion, those years that he spent, he was integral to the team's success during the Harbaugh era. The leader, the captain, the spirit of that defense was Patrick Willis. And I remember one day hearing, or on Facebook, just seeing, press conference, blah, 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 to announce Patrick Willis' return. What? Word? What did he say? Same thing. He hadn't been as injured, but he felt soreness coming, and he was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I was shocked. And I was saddened because he was honestly one of my favorite players ever. To ever don a 49ers uniform, he was one of my favorite players. And he was done, in my opinion, like way too young. Like Barry Sanders, way too fucking young. And if you're old enough to remember, to know that reference, you know what I'm saying? I've been watching this sport for a while. And not once did it ever occur to me to go on Facebook, to go on YouTube, to go on the 49ers page and just be like, oh, Patrick Willis, you owe it to me, blah, 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 blah. All I said was good luck, brother. Thank you for going out there and performing for my squad. Something or some shit like that. I don't remember exactly what I said, but supported the man. Support his decision. Not as a fan, not as somebody with some rooting interest in the 49ers success, not as a whatever else, but just straight out as another human being. As another human being, one professional human being to another professional human being going, you know what? You had a good run, man. Made your money. I'm glad that in your life, you were able to be so successful at something that you can just say at 30, you know what? I'm done with this part of my life. I quit this job. I'm going to go look for something else and really have, if you play it correctly, have money to last you your entire lifetime. That's fucking dope to me. That's so fucking dope. I'm 36 years old. You know what I'm saying? My goal for myself is to reach a 6-figure salary. Whether that's achievable or not, I don't know. I am 62% of the way there. But that is my goal. Not for any, like, I want to retire rich or any shit like that. No, that's just a goal that I have for myself. I am a high school dropout. Somehow I've been able to become a professional in the video game industry. A career that so far has spanned 13 years for a bunch of great companies. Some not so great. Others just amazing. Attach my name to some amazing products. Hold on, my son is calling me. Yellow. Hey, bud.
Where are you right now?
I'm at home. I'm doing a podcast. You're gonna be on the podcast.
Oh, well, Mom's phone died. That's why I'm calling you.
That's fine. What's up?
Nothing. I just wanted to know where you are.
No, I'm at home already. I've been home. I'm recording.
We're heading there. Alright.
Alrighty.
See you in right now? I didn't know. Yeah, we're just leaving Kennedy.
Right, no problem. That's fine. I understand. I think it's gonna be a late night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to get ice from somewhere.
That's fine. Just come home and I can walk to the 7-Eleven. I'll go get ice there. It's fine. Just come home. Yeah, just come home, please. I don't want you guys going nowhere else.
He said just come home and he'll get ice from 7-Eleven. But we need drinks too.
I'll get drinks I'll get everything from 7-Eleven. Don't worry about it. Just come home. It's fine. I'll go pick stuff up.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Hey, sweetie.
Hey, baby. You're on the podcast.
Okay. So you're gonna grab it for us?
Yeah, just come home, baby. I'll go to 7-Eleven. I'll go get ice and I'll go get drinks and stuff like that. I don't want you guys driving nowhere else. It's too late for that.
Okay. Did the roast cook okay?
I don't know. I didn't check it.
But it's still on?
I believe so.
Okay,
I don't know.
perfect.
I haven't touched anything. I literally just came home and started recording a podcast.
smell good in there? Like, does it smell like food?
I smell something in the air. I guess like the air conditioner is blowing it like around. It's not like concentrated, but at the same time my nose is kind of stuffed up, so I don't know.
Oh, I hope that I cooked it. Can you just check if it's been on warm this whole time? Then we're kind of screwed.
All right, hold on. Walking away. No, I went by it. It smells good when you get to next to it.
Okay, so it's been on low this whole time, so it probably needs a few. Probably by the time we get home and situated, everything will be done.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
It's been on since about 1 o'clock.
Alrighty.
So.
That should be fine.
All right, sweetie.
All right, baby.
Okay, I'll see you in a little bit.
Yep.
All right, love you.
All right, love you too, baby.
Bye.
All right, bye. The roast is fine. It's not on warm. It's on low. Where was I? Professionals. I mean, so those are my goals. So when I see another human being being able to perform something like that, man, I don't care if they're overpaid for what they do. In my opinion, every professional athlete is overpaid for what they do. But I'm not going to hate on a man's ability to make that money while it's out there. Those are just the facts. Why am I going to hate on somebody's ability? If somebody was interested in paying me for my knowledge in my profession, they were willing to give me that much money, I'd take that shit. It's simple economics. You're going to give it to me, I'm going to fucking take it. So I'm not going to hate on anybody else's ability, whether it's a pro athlete or not, to make that money. If you make that money, go make that money, man. I'm happy that life worked out for you in that way. Facts. Simple. You might not deserve it, or you might not have the characteristics to deserve it, but you have the actual talents to make it happen. So I am not going to bash your talents in order to make that happen. Boom. Done. Patrick Willis gave everything that he could give to the Niners. Everything that he felt that he was getting paid for in his salary, that he had given the equivalent of that in his spirit, in his soul, in his body, and everything else. And once he decided that there was no longer no upside of his body to the monetary value he was receiving for whatever he would encounter, he bounced. Andrew Luck did the same thing. There's no fucking difference. Only difference is that the Indianapolis Colts so-called fans, not all of them. Oh, hold on real quick. Yellow. What's up?
Put it
Ah.
on speaker. Why is your speaker so low? Sweetie?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I also needed $80 for tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine. I can get that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were going right now. That's why I was like, I'm sorry. Okay.
All right. Oh, it's fine.
Okay, love you.
All right, love you too.
All right, bye.
Bye. As fast as I make the money, they're taking it. Anyways. You know what I'm saying? So like it was just disgusting, man. It was a disgusting display by the so-called fans, by trash human beings. And you know what, I'm gonna end it because I keep getting interrupted. I'm gonna end that part of it with just that. It's disgusting, man. Andrew Luck, I know this will never hit your radar ever. But I just want to put those vibes out there. I want this to be recorded out there. Look, man, I wasn't an Indianapolis Colts fan, but you were a fucking G. You gave everything to that team. I do recall seeing a lot of your playoff games, even just some regular season games that I might have caught on CBS or whatnot. You were a G, man. You were truly legit, and it was an honor to watch you play whenever I watched you play. I wish you nothing but the best, whatever you feel like doing in the future. And I wish you many blessings. I wish you and your family many, many blessings, man. I hope you enjoyed, the life that you will have thanks to the opportunities that were presented to you in your life. Good luck, man. All right. So again, if you want to reach out to me, I'm at Mo Banter Podcast. That is MoeBanterPodcast at gmail.com. And that's what I have to say about that. Now, good thing I actually recorded. No, I didn't record, but I took notes because got a new phone. My old phone broke and I couldn't transfer any of the notes. So I did record some notes over here. We covered Antonio Brown and his stuff. I don't want to give that dude no more fucking coverage. Overrated trash, in my opinion. Fire that dude. He did, where Andrew Luck did not deserve any of the hate and anything of that sort. Antonio Brown does not act like a professional. Just if he cannot enjoy being at a level that only so many can reach and even more desire to obtain, and you want to complain over the dumbest things and not take care of yourself as a professional and then always play the victim, fuck out of here, man. I don't give a fuck if you famous or not, man. Get the fuck out of here. When you are the victim of your own self-hate, your own deprecating attitude, and then you claim to be that everybody's pick, and you fuck out of here. And I guess it's not gonna be any better, but this is a little bit more lighthearted in structure and something I'm kind of passionate about. So I mentioned this before. I'm a big fighting game fan. I've been part of the FGC. Actually, my last episode was FGC related. Been part of the FGC for going on 20 years. Man, I mean, from the moment that I saw Street Fighter 2, that was it. That it was game on, man. From that point, it was Fatal Fury, King of Fighters, Vampire Savior, Darkstalkers, Soul Calibur, Tekken, Mortal Kombat. We can keep dropping games that I tried in the arcade. Clay Fighters. What you know about some Clay Fighters? All these games. I've been a part of the HSC for a while, so like even though I never reached anything to the equivalent of a Sonic Fox or a Goichi or an Alex Valle or any of these top players, a Daigo, like any of these players that have reached the apex, you know what? Like I'm still part of that community, so I feel justified in saying what I'm about to say. So my latest game of passion, even though I haven't had time to play it in the last month and a half, is the Dragon Ball Fighters. Love the game. I love it. I love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. I love the way it plays. They just released a new character, Janimba, who I haven't had a chance to actually try. Just been busy. The previous character before that was GT Goku, which is a version of Goku that was based off of the GT series, which is kind of like an off branch of the actual canon Dragon Ball franchise or story. He's a strong character. I'm gonna fucking front. That dude is a fucking strong ass character. He has so many tools. He has so many ways to put in damage. He is a very, very strong character. And when you have assist in that game, he is a really, really strong character. And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take time to kind of explain some of this stuff. If you're new to the podcast, I apologize. I would recommend probably going to the last episode, which is FGC Parents, and I explain a little bit more of the terminology of fighting games, so like you're not completely lost in this. Or else, honestly, just go on YouTube and look up Dragon Ball Fighters. Do like Sonic Fox, Goichi, Evo Finals, or Winter Finals. Great matches, and you can probably understand a lot of what I'm about to say right now. Not a prerequisite, but man, those matches are hype. Anyways, so a lot of the top tier players started picking up GT Goku because he's just so good. He has a good assist. He has good damage. He has the only character that I believe can link 2 level 3s together. Just absurd damage, regardless. Just absurd damage. Right? Man, he's just good. Just overall as a character, he's good. Top 3 for sure. For sure, top 3. So I may argue even top of the character list. I don't think so. But like top 3 characters for sure. Sonic Fox started this, I believe, where he tweeted out saying that GT Goku is OP something, and that they should talk about banning him. Now, I don't know Sonic Fox personally, I respect his skill. The dude is one of the most talented fighting game players to really ever step foot into the community. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever game this man decides to put in time, he becomes better than serviceable and he becomes tops. Mortal Kombat tops. Nobody's better than him in Mortal Kombat. Nobody. He's number one. And that dude is like S double plus tier. Dragon Ball Fighters, he's one of those S tier fighters too. Him, Goichi, all the Japanese terrorists. Well, not really all of them. You know what? Like Goichi, I'm gonna say Goichi, Kazunoko, and Sonic Fox are like the S tier gods of Dragon Ball Fighters. Like there's some people who they can challenge and hurt the gods, but for the most part, those are the gods. You know, if they're at a tournament, most likely they're going to win. So he's up there, and I respect him for that. You know, like no disrespect to his service, but for him to tweet out something where he's talking about banning a character, and then other people following up saying, "Well, yeah, because it's stupid if you don't play it, if you don't play this character, and I don't want to play it because it makes the game less fun. There's gonna be no diversity in teams. There's gonna be no." Bro, that's a fighting game. You have options here. The fighting games are all about options. If you wanna be a tier whore. Be a tier whore. Don't apologize for the shit. Don't even try to act like because you feel dirty for being a tier whore that you really don't want to be one, but you have no choice. Everybody has a fucking choice. Everybody has a motherfucking choice. If you want to be a tier whore, be proud. Should be like, you know what? I'll play this dude because he's top tier. He's top 3 in the game. I'm gonna use him on my team. I'll be stupid not to. Fine, fuck it. You go with that. You roll with that. No justification either. You roll with that. If you don't want to pick him up, don't pick him up. If you think he makes the game boring, then how about you not be part of the problem and pick this dude on your team, and instead look up for some anti GT Goku tech. Improve your game with some other character that will make this character seem not so fucking powerful. Develop some tech, defeat this character to prove that he's not that broken. But no, you rather just feed into it. Then that's what you're going to do. That's fine. But don't play this game that we should ban a character. This character is not broken. He's super strong. Super strong. I'm not going to front and say this character is not strong. He's the strongest. He doesn't guarantee a win. He does not guarantee a win. Like, I get it. If you get really good with this character, yes, your winning percentage goes up just by the facts of the game of this character being so strong. If you're somebody like me, this character doesn't guarantee shit. If you're somebody in the lower echelons of players that are not gods, he may tilt your winning percentage in your favor against some of the other lower tiers that are below you. But this one character is not really going to put you up there with the Goichis and the Foxes and it's just not, because there's something else there besides the character. And like Kazunoko doesn't even use GT Goku, or at least not to my knowledge that I know of. I don't think he does, and if he does, he does. But it doesn't guarantee like you're gonna reach that level, because there's something else there. There's tech, there's knowledge, there's execution, there's just understanding the game in a different level than everybody else that makes you one of those guys. A character is not going to do that. To say that this character should be banned, that's one of the most weakest things I've ever heard come out of anybody in the FGC. For a character that's not even fucking broken. If this character was broken, I understand it. Yeah, let's ban him. You know what? He's broken. Bayonetta and Smash. You know what I'm saying? She was fucking broken. I understand the ban. Completely understand the ban. Because she was fucking broken. Akuma and ST. Broken ass shit. You know, I think it was like Geese Howard in one of the Fatal Fury games, or maybe one of the KOF games. No, it wasn't Geese. No, it wasn't KOF. I believe it was a Fatal Fury game. Either way, broken. You know what I mean? Like GT Goku right now in comparative, if you're into the fighting game scene, is what Street Fighter 4 Vanilla Sagat was. A really powerful character, a really strong character, but not a character that was unbeatable. To hear a actual professional say we should just think about banning this character, Fuck out of here, man. You got choices. You don't have to play this character. You choose to. Those are the facts. Why are you gonna start? Even if you just bullshit, why are you gonna start this bullshit ass movement to ban a character? That sole comment, whether you meant to or not, splits that community. Oh, like you can say even on the verge of fractioning that community, because people who don't pick up GT Goku will now feel vindicated and saying to people that they lose to who play GT Goku, oh, you only won because you're a character. Fox said that character should be banned. So obviously you're only beating me because of that character. Once you get enough people thinking that way, that they're not losing because of their skill, that they're losing because some guy has this one fucking character, you've devastated that community. You have devastated that community. Because you said a negative mind thought that somebody cannot just get better by practice. Somebody cannot just get better by discovery, by just being actually better than the other person. You've now put it in their head that this game is now unwinnable if you choose not to run with this strong character. That's devastating, dude. That kills a community. That kills a game. That kills... That just sets so many negative things in motion to kill a game. This motherfucker was also talking about how Namco Bandai like doesn't want this game to succeed because they hold different majors on short notice and this and all this other bullshit. What you just said about banning one character just devastated more than fucking Namco Bandai. Namco Bandai has Namco Bandai or Bandai Namco. Fucking sorry about. Has just devastated this game more than they could possibly do and have whatever you guys assume that they did to kill this game. That one little gesture, that one suggestion has just made people not want to come into this game. Because if they want to get into this game late, which is not, because in season 3 maybe there'll be some character go, oh my god, that's my dog, and they don't change GT Goku, you have killed their interest in this game. Because they're going to be like, well, I don't really like GT Goku. I just don't like him as a character. Now, for anybody who's curious, the characters I've been playing lately, and the last time I was active in this game was Teen Gohan, Bardock, and Vegeta Blue. Those were my characters. I like Vegeta Blue. Vegeta Blue is fucking legit. I love Vegeta Blue. Mid-tier at best. I don't give a fuck, because that character, I just like that character. So that's the team I play. I actually like all 3 of those characters. Like, legitly like those characters. So I'll play them. I picked up GT Goku for like a day because he came out. I tried what I'm paying for. Wasn't my thing. Wasn't my jam. I didn't really like him, so I don't use him. The homie picked him up. Cool. We went back and forth. There was times that he just fucking slobbered me, and I keep fucking meaning to load up these videos so I can edit them and you can see it. But man, he was just whopping me sometimes. You know what? Little by little, I started figuring out how he was playing GT Goku, what some of the things he was doing, and I beat him. I think overall, like the head-to-head, I think he was still in favor, but I went through a large streak where I was beating him while he was running the GT Goku team and I was running my team. You know what I'm saying? That's what the community is about. I had him to just level me up. I never the only character that used to cause me so much salt when he would use him is Broly. Fuck, man, that armor is fucking bullshit. Make a call, still get fucked up. Anyways. I don't like that mentality. I don't like the new era of fighting game community people. For the most part, are pretty legit. But every once in a while, they'll give us some opinion that's just so worthy of like self entitlement. I just don't get it. Like back in my days, if a game come out and the game was broken, you had the option. Either play it or don't play it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there was a character that you don't like to play against and he was in the fucking game, and that shit came up in the arcades, like, look, man, you had a fucking choice. Play out that fucking quarter or just give up and be like, you know what? Fuck, you can have my quarter. Fuck, I'll get back to the end of the line and see who the fuck wants to deal with you. That was how it is. You know what I'm saying? Or you could fucking learn. You could adapt. Be like, okay, you're going to try that. Like, I know I only got a few moves to try to get you, but I'm gonna fucking make them count. You try and you get that victory, and you can pop off. Be like, you using a fucking broken ass character, I still whooped your ass. I'm sorry, cuz. And you can say that. Nowadays it's like, whoa, this character's too strong. You should just patch him out. You should rebalance him. Character's barely been out, what, 3 months maybe? All of a sudden you want him patched down and toned down and do this and do that. I mean, yeah, you got the ability to just learn to adapt, man. Learn. Just learn the matchup. Learn the matchup. And if you get beat, you get beat. So what? You live another day. But if you lose to somebody like Fox or Goichi, let's be real. You didn't lose because they got GT Goku. You lost because they're just that much better than you. And I think that's what gets me like a little bit more upset about this is that it came from Fox. It's like he should have some awareness that like his words are very influential. Not amongst like people like me because I'm just older than he is. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that's just young man speak. He's better than I am. Like undoubtedly, he's just way better than I am at the game. He's way better than I can hope to ever be or have been even at his age. I just didn't have that mechanic. I understood games, understood what I could do, but I know my execution limit. And it's probably B tier compared to him. He's SS or double S plus tier. Then you got the S plus tier. Then you got the S tier. Then you got the A plus and the A's and the A minuses. I'm like in that B tier. Like that's the highest I could ever hope to achieve. I'm just being real with myself and my execution, what I know about myself. I'm saying plus I'm old as fuck, so like it doesn't really get me. But like all those dudes that are my level at the 20s, at their 21, 22, those dudes are still like, well, what's the point of playing this game? You can lose half of those people and below. Just there's no point. I don't want to play GT Goku. Kill it. And then you got those dudes that might level up, but then you got those dudes in between. I was like, oh, I'm only losing because I don't got GT Goku. I don't want to play him. It's like you gotta understand that. Look, man, I understand you have an opinion, I understand you have this, but at the same time, you're part of this community. Don't use your words to damage the community. If something is going, if you want to defend the community, I get it. Against bad TOs, against bad reps, against bad actions, I totally get those things. And if this character was completely broken, I would have no problem with you saying what you're saying. But to kind of bring up a complaint like this when the character is like really strong instead of broken, I don't even think he's overpowered. I just think he's broken. I mean, sorry, I don't even think he's overpowered. I think he's really, really strong. So there's really, really, really strong, or however really you want to put behind there's strong. And you have OP, which is like, damn, like this character is just like there's no comparison, there's no hope, kind of. Then you just have broken, like you just fucked. He's neither one of those. He's really, really, really strong. So when you say something against a character like that, it's like, you know, those words are damaging to the community. And I think people need to be more aware of what they put out there, especially when, one, they're making money with this, and one is like, they're, you know, whether they want to think so or not, they're very influential in the community. And for you to say something damning against your own community, it sucks. Like, it sucks to hear that. You know, and again, it's one of those things that's never going to get to him or to anybody that I really talk about, really. It's just that I wish people understood the value of words. I get it, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's fine. They don't have to hurt. Hurt is a physical action, maybe even emotional. You know what I mean? But words can corrode. Words can erode. Words can be divisive. Words can create actions just by being spoken, by being said. The actions that these words inspire can hurt, can produce the sticks and stones that break bones. That's what words can do. They can inspire those actions. Just be more aware of what you do, especially when you're a higher ranking person. I mean, just always be aware. If you're a part of any community that promotes positivity in a place of inclusiveness, always be aware of what you say. Don't say, oh, this is just the way the community is. Nobody wants to live in a negative community. They might visit, they won't fucking live there. So just be aware of what you say before you do more damage. Especially when you think the community might be fragile. as has been said before already. You're just adding to it. Well, again, it's one of those things I can talk about forever and a day. But my family is home. A little bit shorter on the podcast today, which is cool with me. Again, this has been episode 8. Thank anybody out there who listens. If you follow me on the cloud, it's at Mo Banter on SoundCloud. I am at youtube.com // cornbeaner, which is my old like tag from back in the days. Links on each one will be YouTube link on SoundCloud, SoundCloud link on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram at shadowmoises.com. It's SHADOUGH Moises, MOISES. On the Insta, Twitter, I am Mr. KB_games. And I think if you just type up Mr. KB, I might pop up and you might see me there. But if you type up Cornbeaner, I'm the first one that shows up. It's just, I had it for a long ass time. And that's what I started my YouTube channel with. But yeah, man, thank you guys for listening. Sorry for being so negative and everything. It's just kind of irritating me. And hopefully I'll be back soon. And take care of yourselves, y'all. And see you guys next time.